Now it's time for Teacher Talk, James's thoughts and insights into teaching international students.
All right, so I've been following a thread on Twitter by Cassie Christop, who was asking students what they thought teachers should be doing better when teaching online. So here are some great comments from students that I wanted to share with you. And students, if you have other ideas, please, of course, let us know. And teachers as well, shoot us a message here at the James Rice Show. So first off, both of my professors have been great this semester, but pause for way longer than normal when asking for questions before moving on. Everyone has to unmute, and it takes longer. Yeah, that's a great one. So make sure you give the students time to unmute and answer your questions. Number 2, have students type questions into the chat. Yeah, that's what I asked them to do. My chat box is so full. If I'm using Zoom, my chat is so full of questions. So anytime there's a pause for questions, check the chat and then read out the questions before answering them. I think that's obvious, but I don't know that some teachers are doing that, all right? So please read those questions before answering those. Also, if you are, here's another one from a student, if you are recording lectures, please do them in 5 to 15-minute chunks. Chunk recording, very, very important when you're making videos. Making a 90-minute video and asking them to watch it is a bit tough, so if you chunk it out, with some interaction in between, it is much, much better as well. I know so many friends who accidentally fall asleep because their cameras were off. So please turn the cameras on and make sure that they are on. However, allowing non-video participation lectures is better for privacy issues. Some people don't want to show where they're living and their backgrounds, and they don't want to use virtual background because it takes up too much internet bandwidth. Yeah, okay, well, so you've kind of got both sides there. Some want the cameras on, some want them off, and that's probably going to be a preference for you as a teacher, how strict you're going to be with that. Also, transcripts or closed captioning, please. There are several programs that do this automatically, and YouTube as well. There is no excuse. All right, so they want transcripts. Yeah, they want transcripts. Provide PowerPoints with recorded lectures. I found it more difficult to focus with everything being online, plus the added bonus of internet connections that can disrupt the learning experience. Okay, so add some PowerPoints with your lectures. Again, that's chunking, so chunk it out, add some PowerPoints, a little video, add some PowerPoints, and you can probably do that all in one video, perhaps even, and give it a bit more of a lecture feel. All right, here's some negative viewpoints. Seems like online professors all want to do papers 2 or 3 times a week, times 4 or 5 classes. It is crazy to write that much. And they do online quizzes and tests, and they want more FaceTime with you, the professor, and less papers. More FaceTime and less papers. That's what they're hearing from students. Don't just give them writing assignments. Okay, all right, so that's an interesting comment. All right, here's one from Sadie. Spice it up. Spice it up, professors. Have students record videos instead of discussion boards. Yeah, I'm big on having students record videos. I love that. It also gives everyone a chance to practice public speaking. All right, yeah, good comment there. Shorter classes. I can't actively pay attention to a Zoom lecture for an hour and 30 minutes. If that means I need to read, listen, and do all of this extra material on my own time, I can do it. That's fine. Okay, so want shorter lessons. And that may be true. I mean, we may be in a situation where we're getting into shorter lecture periods, more work, more one-on-one with professors, one-on-one time frames where you can give virtual hours so that students can meet you, virtual office hours. That would be a good idea. Sometime at the end of class for Zoom, or end of class or Zoom, pardon me, for questions. So they want questions at the end. Usually in person would be great. All right, so again, they want more interactivity with you, the professors. The lesson here, as she's reading through the thread, is one size fits all doesn't work. Provide lectures in multiple formats: PowerPoint slides, recorded lectures, transcript. Don't assume there's one best way. Each student will have unique circumstances. So a little more variety in the way you're presenting your lectures is what they're hoping for. Alex has written here on Twitter, I hope that schools will train faculty, especially older professors, on how to use technology, unlike the scrambling of this semester. And I hope we're helping a little bit here on the James Rice Show to the point where, yeah, you know what? We need a little more training for our teachers. They were thrown in to online teaching, and now we have an opportunity to train the teachers, to really work with them and help them prepare better lessons for the next semester. Next one, post recordings of the lecture. The ease of accessing the internet is not the same for every student. Right, so we cannot always just go online and access it. You may have internet problems. You may have family problems, especially if you're learning at home, so just post them up. If it is absolutely necessary to assess via exam-style tests, make them accessible. No PDF editing, drawing of diagrams in a word processor. Okay, so yeah. And ask your students to give anonymous constructive feedback. Yeah, it would be wise for you guys, teachers, faculty listening out there, to have some sort of feedback form at the end of your lectures every week, perhaps every couple of weeks, to get a sense of what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong and what is more needed in your class. Because as the previous tweet stated, one size does not fit all, and you may need to tweak your lesson a little bit to match the style of the students that you have in this particular class. All right, my professors haven't taught a single class since before spring break. Wow, they expected us to teach ourselves. One professor even added material to make up for the lost class time. So, yeah, I hear that oftentimes. Here's another one. I haven't heard from one professor in 5 weeks. No emails, announcements at all. So your students are not happy by just posting assignments and tell them to go do it. And I hear that from time to time. Not happy with that at all. So try using the chat box in Zoom to type a question for the instructor. Yeah, that's the chat box there for. I mean, it's a great feature on Zoom. If you're using it, use the chat box. Attempt to engage or interact every 5 to 10 minutes maximum. Conduct a poll. Ask for a response in chat. Anything. Stop trying to lecture straight for the entire time. And as fun as the Zoom virtual backgrounds are, they are terrible by the third session. So they're saying, okay, it's a nice little introduction. And when I teach, I do a fun introduction at the beginning when students first see me to say, hey, we're going to have some fun in this class. We're going to enjoy. Okay, I'm accessible kind of teacher, but I don't do it all the time. And maybe the virtual Zoom backgrounds are too much. But the engagement factor is a great point here, where we do need to interact and engage with the students a lot more than we're doing. And in shorter chunks, 5-10 minutes, a little engagement, 10 minutes, a little engagement. I try to incorporate that. I'm probably doing not 5-10 minutes. I am more likely doing about every 20 minutes. I've got it broken down to 20 to 30 minutes, depending on the assignment that we're doing. Things that helped me this semester. Flip the classroom. Record lectures ahead of time so we can watch on our own time. Yes, that's from Joey. Awesome, Joey. I love that. Flip your classrooms. Flip, teachers. Don't assign group work. Too hard to coordinate and cooperate remotely. I disagree with that, Joey. I do disagree with that. I love group work, and I love asking students to do their work remotely. In fact, I have students on 3 or 4 different continents doing work together. This is the future for this generation. You're going to be working with people around the world, and you better be ready to learn how to do group work from different cities, from different countries. And my students have been able to do it and do it really, really well and very impressive. They have figured out ways to communicate with each other. So I disagree with that one. Be responsive to email. Yeah, answer your email, teachers. Come on. That's an important one. That's a really, really important one. Provide genuine feedback, not just a grade. And don't forget to check in with all of us to see where our mental health stands. So a lot of comments there from a variety of students who are looking for more interaction. I think number one point that I'm seeing from those tweets is they want more interaction with you, the professor, with you, the teacher. And that can mean in the classroom, but also outside the classroom, through email, through chat. And they feel that perhaps now that you're online and you're not traveling back and forth to a university or a school or a high school or college, and you're not giving a lecture for 2 hours where you're busy, you can be more accessible. So students want that accessibility to you. Now, you might be saying, James, I don't want 400 emails and 400 text messages and chat messages. Well, set up those virtual office hours. Use the breakout rooms in Zoom. Go into those rooms, interact with the kids, interact with the students, and try to be more accessible. I think that's one of the main features. But a lot of great ideas on teaching techniques, flipping the class, chunking out your work. I can't stress how important chunking your workout is to students. It's a long time to sit and watch a lecture, so if you can chunk that out and make it more interactive, that I think would lead to better results. So good luck, teachers. Thank you, students, for all of those fantastic responses as well.
Have you downloaded the Study It ESL textbooks yet for your classroom? The Study It textbooks are the first ever digital and interactive textbooks. Once downloaded, Wi-Fi is no longer required. Each book contains video and audio exercises, detailed grammar keynotes, reading and writing assignments, and amazing speaking projects. Grammar, conversation, pronunciation, business English, and listening textbooks are available. Visit www.studyitbooks.com for more information.